whether it's a bingle or a run-off and grass tracking or whatever.
There's Liam McGee on right of screen. Brent George, the yellow bike. Number 38 there, David Anthony. 87, David Arnott. The front row of the grid. The concentration, waiting for that red light to come up, then disappear. Here we go. First of the 250cc Proddy races were underway, and a great start there from David Anthony, and he's taken the lead. Liam McGee a little bit slow on the inside. Anthony, can he hold it into Doohan Corner? No, he can't. And the lead is going to be taken by David Arnott as they go around Doohan Corner. They're flying into Southern Loop. Bikes are coming from everywhere. Who can hold on to it? Here comes Brent George up on the inside. Will he get through? No, he can't. He goes to the outside. Can't get through there, and it's going to be David Arnott who leads the way. Yeah, Liam McGee boxed in back in about fifth there from pole position, so not a great start for Liam, but well, he'll run them down again. He did that yesterday, and there's plenty of that going on. As you can see, they're in Indian file and about to set about the braking area into Honda Hairpin. Brent George getting out of shape up the inside, couldn't quite make it that time. McGee looks like he got through to third out of that mix-up. As we've had one rider go off onto the grass. In fact, that's Robert Bugden, who came from the outside of the second row. He flew past David Arnott. Was the man on the second row that now leads as we're into the first lap of the first of two six-lappers. And that is bike number 24, Robert Bugden, leading the way, the Queenslander. Doing a great job in the front, but it's Brent George that's looking like he's looking for a way. And at this stage, and it's Bugden off and on the way up to Lukey Heights, lost the front end, bit too much on the brakes. There goes the leader, he's down. And we have Liam McGee now in front. George, round MG Corner. He's under pressure from behind, but it's Liam McGee, our leader. Round turn 11, into turn 12, and then now down Gardner Straight for the first time. And it's going to be Liam McGee who leads. George is in second. And in third, Jordan Coote. So there's 1, 2, 3. And Liam McGee. He led at various stages yesterday before going off the track. Can he hold on for another 5 laps? They've finished one. Down to Doohan Corner. We've had a jump start penalty for Mark Beveridge as we have a change, and then coming back again, Liam McGee. So a jump start penalty for Mark Beveridge, 12, and 53 Philip Warwick. But at the moment, Liam McGee leads. Second place, Jordan Coote goes in, and George back to third. Oh, number 7 there, that was Nick Henderson, just about out on the grass, using up all of the ripple strip on the exit of Southern Loop. So trying to bridge that gap up to McGee in the lead. He's holding on to it nicely. Brent George coming down the inside and takes Jordan Coote to move back into second. Only 6 laps, so they don't have much time to muck around. Liam McGee is out in front. George now second. Third is Jordan Coote, but the gap between third and fourth is narrowing. And using every inch of the track, Liam McGee, as he comes around now. George into second, trying to come back again. Coote on the outside, has a little bit of a look, looks up the inside, then goes out again. Glenn Allerton there on number 58, sitting in 4th position. Looks like he's bridging the gap up to the lead bunch, so I think he'll be on the attack by the time he picks up a little bit of a draft down the front straight. He's looking like he's close enough. Jordan Coote trying to find a way through MG Corner there as they come round turn 11 into turn 12, and then down Gardner Straight for the second time. About to finish lap number 2, and our leader, Liam McGee, the fastest qualifier. Yesterday, Liam finished second after going off track, and here's an opportunity for the pass for Jordan Coote down Gardner Straight. He breezes by after getting the draft on Brent George. Glenn Allerton just been overtaken down the front straight. Liam McGee almost gets the back wheel knocked away as he came across and shut the door there on Jordan Coote. Now Brent George goes on the outside of Jordan Coote and moves back into second place. They can't afford to let McGee get too much of a break. He's going to get away if he breaks the draft, so George is trying to hang on for that reason. Coote looks like he's got a little bit more legs on his bike, and he can get the better of George on the horsepower parts of the circuit. Here comes Russell Holland and also Glenn Allerton trying to make their move. They're the two riders just behind those two in front. That's the battle for second, third, fourth and fifth at the moment, because Liam McGee is out in front, our leader. It's a handy lead, but it's not a race-winning lead yet.
Definitely not in a 250 production race, Muck. There's no way. It's a really hard thing to get away. He's got a little bit there at the moment, but that's what they can't afford to let happen.
Let's see what we've got in behind. Brent George in second, Jordan Coote third. Looks like there Russell Holland pressuring, so too Glenn Allerton back there in fifth place. As they come down Lukey Heights into MG Corner, McGee. George up on the inside, cutting off there was Coote, cutting off Allerton, keeping back in fourth. It really is a battle. That was Russell Holland trying to get through, I should say. Allerton with him trying to stick close.
Yeah, these two are having a good battle between themselves back there over fourth place, Russell Holland and Glenn Allerton.
As they come into Gardner Straight again, Liam McGee just leading the way there from Brent George. Coote behind him, closely followed by Holland. Then Allerton. Mick Kelly has also moved up. Kelleher, Forster making out the top 8.
McGee's gone back to third place, so a bit of drama along the way there for McGee. And it's George in the lead, and these guys change position so much, it's not funny, it's hard to keep track. It's almost like calling a horse race.
McGee back in front as they come around Southern Loop, and he now leads from George and then Coote. It changes in the blink of an eye. Hold on, because it's changing again shortly. McGee's in front, going up the inside again. That looked like it was the bike of Russell Holland, who may have in fact gone into second.
Big mover in the field, Russell Holland, and it's George straight up the inside of both Holland and McGee into Honda, bit wide. McGee's driven it up the inside on the exit of the Honda hairpin, and Russell Holland's back into third now.
Holland is in third, Allerton fourth, and Jordan Coote's dropped back to fifth. It's changes galore, but at the moment, the man in front, they're trying to catch Liam McGee, and the lead's changed about 3 or 4 times on this lap in particular.
Allerton now looks to me like he's settled into the pace quite nicely. He's got the lead. Oh, big one there.
19 involved with Daniel McCoy and also Christopher Quinn, the man that came down. We've also got down there Caleb Stalder, but back in front Liam McGee turning around MG Corner, 11-12, and then into Gardner Straight. There's turn 11. About to go around 12 into Gardner Straight once again. There'll be 2 laps remaining. Only a 6th lap of this one, then they're almost straight back into it again, and Liam McGee leads Brent George. What a race we're having, the first of the 250 proddies. Liam McGee down Gardner Straight. The draft is there for Brent George. Can he get him? They cross the start-finish line. Brent George up the inside into Dewan Corner. And here also comes Russell Holland past McGee. He comes again. Can he block him out? Holland on the inside. George leads. McGee now goes back on the inside as they turn into Southern Loop. Can he hold him out? He does. He takes the lead once again.
That's the way that things are in the 250 production racing. It's an amazing sight how close these things are. There's absolutely nothing in it. I think the guys must even trim their finger and toenails on the Sunday morning just for that minuscule bit of top speed.
Inside the final 2 laps, and what a last lap. We're going to see Russell Holland now making a move. He can't get through there. George stays in second. Holland is in third. Liam McGee, it's the charge of the Light Brigade behind him. He's the man at the moment they're trying to catch. George second, Holland third. Then back in fourth is Glenn Allerton. What a race. And there's another 6th lap to go, and then we've got the Grand Prix.
These boys will be all red hot after being fully wound up in this first race, just to front the grid again and get going. It's going to be so hot a pace straight off the top.
They're going to get the final lap sign when they come around into Gardner Straight. You can see how low the riders get McGee. Down Lukey Heights into MG Corner. George behind him. They just can't seem to wheel him in. All the action happens down Gardner Straight into Dewan Corner. The first turn after the straight, and McGee opening up a little bit of a buffer there. Brent George will try and get closer to him as they get into Gardner Straight to once again pick up that draft and get the slingshot effect down the straight. And also Russell Holland is very close there to Brent George, close enough. Here they come down Gardner Straight for the second last time. 1 lap remaining, and it's Liam McGee in front, but George is close again and flies past him as they come into Dewan Corner for the last time. And there goes Holland. It's deja vu. This is what happened last lap. Here comes McGee again. He'll cover Holland in front of him. Now he'll go up on the inside. He does, and he gets Brent George again. Does he? No. Holland comes on the outside. Someone's flying from the back as well. They're coming from everywhere inside the final lap.
This is the pointy end of the race, and where it means business, exactly which position you've got on the track on the run down to that start-finish line.
That was Coote that came flying. Brent George now is in the lead. Liam McGee second. Here comes Holland. There's less than a lap to go. Who can hold on? Allerton back there. Coote as well. Also Mick Kelly, the Australian champion. He wants in as well. It's the top six. It's a battle. Who can get there before the start-finish line down Gardner Straight? Race 1 of 2. Liam McGee now back in front. George goes back to second. And in third place, Russell Holland. Whose turn will it be when they cross the start-finish line?
Well, that's what they got to try to work out, and that's the bit of the cat and mouse. Holland's back into second, and George is on the inside through the fast right-hander. Holland back on the inside up onto the top of Lukey. Couldn't do it. George has got the better of him, so back to second place for George. Allerton there very wide around the top of Lukey.
As they come down into MG corner, it's the number 17 bike of Liam McGee who leads. George second, Holland third. Back there, Jordan Coote, it looks like, has moved into fourth. He has. Oh, he nearly lost it. He has lost it. That was Coote who's lost it into the grass. He's gone. He's back to his feet, tries to get the bike, and it's Liam McGee out in front. McGee down into Gardner Straight. He's got a very big lead. Now they won't catch him. He'll win the first of the 6-lap 250 Proddies, and what a race it was. Close for second. Holland gets there just in front of Brent George, but what a race. Liam McGee has won. What a battle. Holland second, George third, Kelly fourth, and of course there is that man Jordan Coote. Lost the bike. He's got to get it back because they don't have much time before race number 2.
He looked like he was trying to make sure that he can get back onto the second grid after losing it on that very last corner. So,
what a race.
Boys, the action is red hot. And here we'll have a look at Coote. Right up and over the bars, and it's yeehaw. Well, what a way to go out on a Sunday morning. Looking back, where's the bike? Where's the bike? I need to get back to it for race 2.
Last time I saw a dive like that was at the Olympics in 50 freestyle last year. He almost went head first. But Liam McGee, what a race. It must have changed hands. There he is. Good to see that Jordan Coote's all right. Not too sure about the bike for the next race.
I think he'll be hanging out with the marshals there and waiting in the spectator area. I think he'll be looking from outside the fence this time, Jordan Coote.
He certainly will. What a way to start race day here at Phillip Island. Liam McGee, the 250cc Proddy, race 1. Race 2 of the series. There's another race to come shortly. Russell Holland second, Brent George third, Mick Kelly finished fourth, the Australian champion. Glenn Allerton was fifth, Glenn Kelleher sixth.